It is with deep sadness that we announce the passing of Christine Rosemary Sampson Asforis, better known as Miss Rose of Timon Union, who passed away on Wednesday, 21st September 2022 at the OKEU Hospital at 2:18 p.m. She was 83 years old. Left to mourn, her husband, Octave Asforis, also known as Lennox, children, Emma, Richard, and Angela, grandchildren, Garvin, Shireen, Martin, Andre, Isabel, and Ryan, great-grandchildren, Courtney, Anton, Rocco, and Celeste, Anne Compton and family from Roseville, including Felix Compton, also known as Junior, her godchild, her sister, Joan Sampson Williams and family of Jacksonville, Florida, brother, Malcolm Sampson residing in New York, sister-in-law, Mrs. Cynthia Sampson residing in New York, nieces, Mrs. Tanga Sampson Payne and family residing in New York, Mrs. Jean Victor and family of Monrepo, Joan Marius and family residing in New York, Shauna Gamble and family of New York, nephews, Malcolm Sampson Jr. and family in New York, Michelle Bissett and family in New York, Shauna Gamble and family of New York, sister-in-law, Agatha Calix and family of the Morn Castries, members of the Gordad family of Bexar, the Peters family of Paula, Miko and VJ, Father Athanase Joseph and family, parish priest of Labrie. Also left to mourn in London, sister-in-law Mrs. Joan Asforis and family, and the family members of a deceased brother-in-law, Mr. Keith Asforis, all her godchildren both in St. Lucia and in the UK, cousins in St. Lucia and overseas, vast number of friends here in St. Lucia and overseas, Mrs. Leona Abernathy and family, Mrs. Rosalind John and family, Mr. and Mrs. Sinclair and family, Sylvia Frances and family, Mrs. Teresa Isidore, Mrs. Agnes Lawrenson and family, Mrs. Teresa Modeste and family, Mrs. Nella Fornelia and family, Mrs. Sheila Cameron, formerly Compton and family, Mrs. Phillips and family, Thomas St. Louis and family, Jennifer St. Louis Eugene and family, Luresha Martha, also known as Shasha and family, Mrs. Juliana St. Louis Alla and family, Lynn and Tony Bravat and family, Matt Chappie and family, Christine Bissant and family, Benedict Jews from Ancillary, the family of her late sister Irene Sampson Mitchell, the family of her late sister Monica Maxima, the family of her late brother Hildreth and family, Lucia and Cyprian and family. The funeral service for the late Christine Rosemary Sampson Asforis, better known as Miss Rose, will be held on Friday, 14 October 2022 at the Minor Basilica of the Immaculate Conception at 9:30 a.m. Then to the Shock Cemetery for burial. The body now lies at Lazarus Funeral Home, Vidbote. May she rest in peace. Please note the family would like to thank all well-wishers. However, they would like to mourn in private after the burial.